So you ever felt bored before and you felt like there was nothing to watch, so then you decided to go turn on an anime, and it turns out it was a romance, and now you're heavily invested, and some of them you decide to go binge watch it, or you decide to be an impatient type of watch the episode as soon as it comes out. I mean, I don't really blame you though, to be honest with you. I do that at times. But if you haven't done that before, then you should, honestly. That's what romance can do to you. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those genres that's been slept on, but people have been picking it up more and more lately, and that's a really good thing in my personal opinion. Some of the best stories come from romance, and there's people who already knew about that, just finding out about it, or just too afraid to. Like, why are you afraid? If it's because of your friends, you should not let that stop you at all. I'm just saying, hey, they could be invested into romance animes and you never know unless you sit there and ask or whatever. You truly be surprised if you find out. And people will only see romance as like, oh, it's just only love and dovey type of stuff. Like, no, it's not. I promise you. It's a genre that can be mixed with literally anything. I'm not gonna lie. And on top of everything, you'll be immersed into the story on top of that. And romance is by far the most consistent genre that kept me immersed like crazy. And I watched a ton of anime to order to say that. Comedy anime makes me laugh a lot. Drama anime makes me intrigued. Shonen anime, it gets me excited. Pause. Mystery makes me wonder next. And for romance, it makes me want to pause the video multiple times, go walk around somewhere and think about what the character just did. It could either be stupid or risky. It could also be something that you have no words for. Also, slice of life makes me jealous. I'm not gonna hold, but we will get to that another time if I don't forget. But this genre mainly makes you want to go pick a side for the characters that you want to succeed. But it's like, if there's the main character there and there's a main female there, wouldn't you want to root for them too? But here's the thing, it does not want you to do that. It also wants you to root for other characters on top of that. And the crazier part, they actually have a chance. Obviously, it's going to be one-sided about how this character is going to hook up with this other character. Oh, whoop-de-doo, just no matter how long it'll take for them to get together or how they'll do it on top of that. So some of them is going to be completely obvious, but there's also others that's going to have obstacles with them. And one of the main obstacles that will come in their way is another person involved. And you know, once they're involved, you already know problems is already getting started just like that. Just from them being nearby the character or them making moves. Oh my gosh. But it gives out competition though. And that's always an interesting thing to see. And for some reason, if they don't have any competition, A, they're lucky. I can tell you that one for sure. And B, they either going up against themselves or both of the characters try closing the gap for each other. And at times they'll have their friends that will try to help. And most of the time it does not help at all. And at most times it makes things 10 times more worse. And that creates a more of an obstacle for them. But it's also a really good thing to happen though. And the main reason why I'm saying that because they were able to see how they will create a solution from that situation. So not everything's all bad until another problem comes out of nowhere. And the crazier part about everything, the problem could be so random but it could fit in the story very well. So yeah, my dog ate my food, but that's okay because it gets me and this one girl closer together. But then we argue about how to make some mac and cheese, and now we're taking a whole break from this, all because one of them brought up someone in a conversation. Like, how did that situation even happen? Like, it's so random. But the author starts to cook even more, and it's like, wow, this scene was intense, and only you will get it because you were the one that watched it. And usually when those type of scenes happen, I will really pause the episode and be like, wow, there's no way. But hey, you know how the line goes, if there's a will, there's a way. Well, at least I'm pretty sure that's how the line goes. I could be completely wrong if I'm being honest, but hey, everything's still fine, right?
No.
But the one thing about romance though, you're able to see other people's perspective frequently, and that's something that can easily pull off for that genre. You try to do that for a shonen, I guarantee you it will be a snooze fest, even though it's something very important, unless it's Oda, and he hits different, for One Piece of course. But there will be some side characters you will be invested into, and the ones that you will deeply invest into, you either like them at the end of the story, or you hate them at the end of the story, and there's no in between about it. Actually, at times there could be in between, but most of the time it's just one or the other. And they're the ones that usually plan to get the characters closer together, or get closer to that character instead. But they try to create a whole plan like they're plankton. Every time they try to get the secret formula, but the secret formula is that character, and they either win the character over, or they manage to help the character get closer to each other. Most of the time for the first option, they'll fail for it, and once in a blue moon, they'll actually manage to do that, or something that even more rare that could happen. That's when all three characters get along with each other at the same time. But like I said, it's extremely rare, because there's mainly always one option. And one of these characters will go out sad, and you will feel bad for them. But at the end of the day, what can you really do? Because the ones that are together, they're on top right now, and no guilt at all whatsoever. And the main reason why is obvious, because it was their choice. And no matter the end result, you're either going to feel satisfied, or you're going to feel some type of way. Well, unless it's Rent a Girlfriend. But speaking of anime, so if you have not watched any romance yet, I got some suggestions for you to get you started, and I promise you, you're going to feel some type of way about these animes. I promise you, 1000%. And if you have any suggestions, just leave the comments down below. And if you've been watching romance, tell me what's your most favorite one. Mine is Toradora. It will still be be on top no matter what. No matter how many animes I've seen, it will still be on top. But anyways, there's quintessential quintuplets, My Dress Up Darling, More Than a Married Couple, Komi Can't Communicate, Horimiya, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, Junibyo, and there's many more. But like I said, what would you recommend for people who watch romance? Let me know. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say for this. All guys say romance is a really good genre, and I feel like people should just watch it more, in my personal opinion. But anyway, shout out to my Nintendo channel. Right now I'm playing Xenoblade 2, and it's like a longer form videos. I don't mean to make it long, but it just happens by accident. And I do have Discord server, and I do stream on Twitch. There's members as well, but it's up to you if you really want to do with that as well. But that's the point though. I really hope you enjoyed this type of video. If you did enjoy it, I like, appreciate, share, be nice. Make sure you check out stuff in the description. All I said, this stuff is in the description. But I don't really have anything else to say, and I hope that you enjoyed this type of video, and I hope to see you next time in a different one. If not, I hope you have a good life. I love you.